Hi Pisces. Mindful wisdom, and a theme that has to do with intimacy, sexuality, pleasure. The two. How do we balance the two, Pisces? You have the owl that came twice. Mindful wisdom, create inner harmony, and sacred wisdom. So a huge emphasis here on wisdom. What is wisdom? Is wisdom something that is acquired consciously, or is it something that also can be accumulated through experience? It is definitely not something that is slowly intellectual. There is knowledge involved, but the true knowledge is not what we learn from the external, but what we learn from our inside, from our own emotions, through our own experiences. And so for those of you who perhaps have a fear of intimacy, of actually living, experiencing the life of a human, as perhaps you're having, it's difficult for you to find the equilibrium between your spiritual self, your spiritual growth, and actually integrating that into the human that you are, and also letting your sexuality, your emotions, your body become part of your spiritual unfoldment. Because really, truly, it's those both work together. The sexual energy, for example, is that force, that creative force that we can use through breathing, visualization, and through abstinence for a while sometimes, or at least equilibrium, not having sex every single day or too much, finding a balance. And so once you nurture that inner seed, for women and for men, feminine, masculine, it can be brought up here, and that brings up the lightness, the electricity, the vibrations of your body out to the two chakras that are above our crown. And those two are not in the body, they're out of the body. But as well, you might know, Pisces, that we are this physical body, but we also are, we have the light body, the etheric body. There's just so much around. It's not just this, what we can touch, what we can feel through the physical senses. There is truly, sometimes you might have experienced that in deep meditation, a sense of something, a force pulling you up and staying straight like that in meditation, it not being a problem physically, because it's like no longer you putting yourself straight in a tension, contracted way. It's you have surrendered and allowed that energy to actually bring you up, to elevate you. And so it's something you can actually feel, that is not inside you, but is part of you. And you start feeling that it's something that is pulling you up, 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 and you can actually feel those two chakras here, and that true connection to the divine. Now, you did have intuition here, so with this third eye, but this is really the pineal gland that is, in the middle of the brain here, and it's also calling, it could also be seen as the crown. It's a very light violet that really calls to the more etheric levels. And so here, there's this definite connection to the vortexes of the universe. You have a vortex here. We have you connecting with your cosmic ancestors if you have concerns. They're saying to voice your concerns. There is literally connections, connectivity, electromagnetic. We are electromagnetic, and the whole universe is. So we are this universe as well internally, and there's no separation. So that is how telepathy works. That is how the law of attraction works. You actually did have here synchronicity, the divine intelligence, cause and effect that came through. So I want to sneeze. It's not coming. That also happens when you actually get lighter, and actually now I'm channeling, so I'm getting out of my body in a very light way. And so that happens to a lot of readers, that you could have a sensation of your nose itching or wanting to sneeze, because your energy is actually elevating. It's all the heavy stuff is being cleared. So the synchronicities, all of the signs that sometimes you can feel, see, hear, they come truly when you are in that flow, when you are in that state of being that is lighter. You had here the queen of the river, the flow, letting go, natural movement. When you let yourself become part of the all, which is you, when you're no longer separating yourself, trying too hard, contracting yourself, tensing yourself, and you allow the expansion. Look at this beautiful card. Educate your mind and senses. As you educate your mind and senses, it's exactly what we're talking about. It's that you feel the emotions, you feel the flow, also the cycles of the moon. You have here the moon that is coming in all its cycles. You have the rhythms here. The rhythms can be seen as well as the seasons, the changes that come through. And so here, this expansion also, that calls for me to, a woman vagina as well. And that has to do with our sexuality, and also getting away from the taboo of that, seeing it as what it is, which is a beautiful tool of creation and of creativity as well. So at the biological level, but also at the spiritual level, that it's all interconnected. And so here, as you educate your mind and senses, is that through your experiences, you're able to consciously learn. You have learned from the past, here with the elephant, and illusion, Maya. Slowly but surely, you are awakening here, Pisces, elevating to more clarity. Again, this owl is very significant, seeing through darkness, seeing through the illusion. You're perceiving because you're really getting in tune with your intuition. And for that, you need to be definitely aligned. Your energies need to be aligned within you. You have all the chakras here aligned, like we just talked about. And you have here the third eye again that is illuminated here from the devas. Devas are the spirits of nature as well, that you could be connecting to. The medicine here has to do also with, the root, the ancestors, the native within us. The natives are very physical, and so us in the Western world, often we can get to a meditation that is okay, that is good, but we start to fly high into the higher chakras, but we forget to ground that, because we kind of separate ourselves from our own self, which is our own body. Our body is also consciousness. It's also part of this beautiful spiritual being that we are. The physical is not separated. It's an expression of it. And because we are incarnated in this body, we are able to feel. We are able to perceive enlightenment. We are able to grow. Without this body, we couldn't feel anything. And so now, as you're educating your mind and senses, you're also getting to the higher mind. You're recognizing, the emotional attachments, the obsessions, you know, it's coming here, a poverty consciousness, you are seeing that and you're not judging it. You are allowing it to flow. And you're allowing yourself to not suffer it, because perhaps you're getting to a space within you where simultaneously you are experiencing the emotions, but you're also not believing in them, especially the negative stuff. You are allowing it to pass. You know what it is. It's the past. It's not here. It's not the present. It's not your soul, because you know that you're on your soul journey and you're not on the ego journey, right? So you're making the difference there. But you are integrating and not separating your own sense of ego self with your higher self, because at the end of the day, we are, all of it is it, right? It's just that with words we are putting labels, we kind of have to separate, in a sense, put differences, but at the end it's all the same. Without the ego, the sense of I'm here, you would not be able to experience this life. The ego is all the construction, the personality, the identity. If you were completely gone and just a soul, then you as you would not be able to create or channel what spirit wants you to channel into a material form, because you wouldn't be a writer, you wouldn't be this or that, you would just be energy. And energy, yes, we create from energy, but to materialize it here, there needs to be a medium, there needs to be a person. But that person doesn't believe in itself. That's the tricky part, is that you can be a mom, a dad, you can have roles, but not believing that you are limited to that role, right? So being spiritual doesn't really mean anything. It really, the only thing is, the difference could be between consciousness and self-consciousness. Living from your ego is being self-conscious, limiting yourself, having beliefs, limiting beliefs. But consciousness is being able to be conscious of those patterns and know that simultaneously you are more than that. And so it's that thin, it's like, it's not a battle, but it's kind of that pressure between those two poles that enable us to push through, so that we can integrate both of them. We get to the in-between, and you have here the flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. The in-between could be here, you're in a situation, a transitional period, perhaps you are changing jobs, you are moving. This also calls to the in-between thoughts, you know, that space between the thoughts. Look, the thoughts help us organize, help us put words onto a paper, help us express ourselves. But if we are over concerned about every word that we say or that we write, we can't let it flow. We can't let it come out onto the paper, right? So we need both. We need the mind that can organize the sentences, but know when, you know, that mind has been used to its fullness, and then let the higher creative mind and the channeling come through. So it's this letting go and mastering this wisdom, mastering all of what makes us human. So it's integrating the sensuality, it's integrating our sense of responsibilities with the wild woman archetype. You know, we are the wild woman creative, like I just, you know, just came through here. And also we have the responsibilities. So again, not falling into the separation or the division between I have to do this, I'm a mom, I have to do this, I'm a teacher, I have to do this, you know, all of those obligations, versus the wild woman that wants to break free and just do whatever she wants to do because she's getting the inspiration in the moment. Finding the equilibrium, finding how you can get creative here. You know, also we are getting into this 8 portal, which is, you know, the Lionsgate portal. On Monday, it's the 8th of August, yeah. So this is really crucial. A lot of people have been talking about it. It's every August, the 8th, every year. And it's always a very powerful portal when it comes to creativity, when it comes to change, when it comes to a lot of energy, fire that pushes us to break free sometimes from situations that were not serving us. There's like a lot of power that needs to be used properly, you know, because too much power can make us get scattered, can make us, you know, just kind of get overwhelmed, especially as Pisces. But as you're aware of that, you can use it, canalize it, and that's why they're saying here to align your universe. We talked about aligning your energies, but also navigating distractions. You could have a lot of distractions happening around you, people, things to do, this, that, perhaps responsibilities that get in the way of what you would like to do, or you would want to, you would want to create something different, new, but for that you need some space and silence, and you find yourself being all over the place. So there's a need here to, again, find that balance in your day. Embracing also the in-between. You could be starting to have inspiration, but perhaps having too many responsibilities right now, so you're not able to put them into practice. But just know that it's coming. Like we are all here in this very fiery energy, and getting also towards this full moon in Aquarius, which is next week as well. So this definitely has to do with a very disruptive energy. Uranus is a planet ruling Aquarius that is very disruptive. It's like the lightning bolt. We could see that in earth changes, but also in the energies of people around us, in ourselves, you know, being a little bit very up and down extremes. And so, but also being a visionary when it comes to the mind. It's an air element, Aquarius, and very independent, eccentric almost when it comes to the mind of Aquarius. So there's this unique approach that perhaps you have and that you should go for at this time, Pisces. You definitely have believe in yourself, this girl spirit. Co-create with spirit. So again, this whole thing where there's spirit, you can channel spirit, but there's also you, right? Channeling it. Co-create. Don't be just inspired and not do anything, but don't be also limited by your own ego and be blocked to spirit, right? There's this wisdom, this balance coming home here. Be at home. As you find this home that we've talked a lot in last readings, Pisces, as you find this here, nothing can stop you. You're just okay. There's this okayness that starts to arise in your energy, and you just flow with what comes as well. You know, embracing the in-between is being okay also with what flows, what comes, and not be, oh, I had a plan for this and now this is happening. Like, you know, all of that. Because, again, you have this very reassuring card here, Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Spirit definitely has your back here. And you can voice your concerns like they were talking about. But they are definitely saying that there will always be enough. Koi fish spirit, there is always enough. If you are also feeling, you know, between, you know, perhaps having financial constraints, feeling, follow your intuition right now. Don't take rash decisions, but also take action when it comes to, if you've, you know, there's this rule of 3 days when you have a decision to make. Perhaps ponder it for 3 days and see how you feel the third day versus the first day, you know. because we don't want to be too impulsive, especially with all this fire. But this is trusting in the divine, trusting in what is happening, in the cause and effect, in the synchronicity, in the divine timing, the intelligence of the divine. It's merging with the divine intelligence here. And this merge of the human and the spiritual being that you are as well. Finding home in that wholeness. And as you find home, you find confidence. And you're able to light your own path, lead the way. You're definitely asked to get into that. Aquarius energy is very independent, also eccentric, but independent. Wants to do it their way or the highway, right? And so perhaps you've dragged some people around you, you know, in your life, and now it's time to, we call it being selfish, but it's not selfish, actually. It's fulfilling your purpose, having integrity for yourself completely, being committed to this and only this. This could also be compromise. It's compromising, but it's really committing to a person, perhaps committing to a job, a situation, perhaps a marriage or a very important relationship, romantic or not. It could be a partnership as well, that has to do with business. But whatever happens, Pisces, remember that there is a rainbow at the end of the tunnel. You have here compensation, perseverance. So there are rewards that come for those who persevere. You know, meditation, concentration, slow but steady wins the race. You know, the turtle energy. Very important right now, right? With this fire, use it to create, but don't go so quickly that you get overwhelmed and block yourself or, you know, burn out. Use it like a gentle fire, right? A gentle fire that pushes you to the transcendence of your own limitations and integrates what still needs to be integrated in your being, Pisces. Okay? But yeah, you got reflection here, so it has to do with the moon as well. What are those emotions, those unconscious wounds, fears what are they showing you? What is the mirror? Use all those as tools to understand and go deeper into who you are, and always see the living light energy, the beauty in life. You know, we see here a city that is dark, and God knows, you know, we know what is going on in the world, and we don't know what is going to be happening. There's a lot of darkness, but there's also a lot of light at the same time. You know, and the tragedy really is when there is also awakening. So when there is extremes, perhaps like this moment right now that we're experiencing, extremes in energy levels and disruptive energies, that is when we can break free also, we can break through. That's the energy of the tower as well, right? The tower, you know, the depiction in the tarot is, you know, it crumbles, there's also fire there. So, you know, whatever structure was very rigid in your life can start to crumble. You can start to actually see through, Pisces. See through the prison. You really become free, Pisces. And from the very material aspect of the city, we see that there is this beautiful light that is always here, always present. Through this body, whatever sensations you could be feeling, good or bad, there's always a more subtle, more etheric level to you. Just know that. And as you know that, you will start to experience it. But you need to persevere in that consciousness. Remember, not self-consciousness, but consciousness of it. Right? It's difficult to explain. But yeah, you have justice coming in, which is balancing as well. You have here a white feather that could be significant for some of you. But justice will come into your life. Whatever wrong was done to you will now rebalance itself. Karma is rebalancing itself in your life. As your own, and you are taking care of your own inner garden, you are balancing your own energies. And that is going to bring you into the flow, into the synchronicities, into your power, into you feeling home, and you embracing the wisdom that is always available to you, and using your beautiful body as the medium to materialize the inspiration. So getting into that beautiful alchemy, merging of the human with the divine that we are. We are human and we are divine at the same time. Right, Pisces? So I hope this was helpful. Please take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the tarot. Bye-bye. Take care. Love you.